In the mid-2000s, Nikon did two things that changed photography forever. First, they perfected the soul of digital photography. Then, just 3 years later, they opened the door to the future. The Nikon D200, the last legend of the CCD era, a camera that looks at light the way film once did. Rich, thick, almost alive. And the Nikon D90, the first DSLR in history to shoot video. A quiet revolution that destroyed the camcorder industry and sparked a movement that still shapes the way we create today. If you love camera history, forgotten tech, and the golden age of photography, this is Alt Buzz Archives. Subscribe and let's rewind time together. This isn't about which camera is better. It's about a turning point in history. In 2026, do you choose the perfect colors of the past or the historic versatility that shaped the future? Let's find out. Before video, before live view, before cameras tried to do everything, there was a time when they existed for one reason: photography. The Nikon D200 was released in 2005, and it arrived like a statement. This wasn't a beginner's toy. This was a semi-professional beast sharing DNA with Nikon's flagship DEE2 series. It was built for photographers who knew what they were doing, and it demanded respect. At its heart was a 10.2 megapixel CCD sensor. Now, if you've only ever shot with CMOS cameras, you might not understand what made CCD special. But here's the thing, CCD sensors didn't just capture light, they interpreted it. The way they separated colors, the way they rolled off highlights, the way skin tones glowed under natural light, it felt organic, almost emotional. There was a thickness to the image, a weight, like you were looking at a memory, not a data file. Photographers fell in love with the D200 for this exact reason. Daylight portraits, unmatched. Street photography, gorgeous. Landscapes bathed in golden hour, pure magic. The colors didn't need correction. They didn't need filters. They just worked. This camera had soul, but soul came with sacrifice. The D200 was honest about its limits. Native ISO topped out at 1600, and realistically, anything above 800 started showing noise. This was not a low-light warrior. This was a camera that asked you to find good light, to slow down, to be intentional. It didn't try to save you from bad decisions. It made you earn the shot. And then there's the build. Full magnesium alloy body, weather-sealed, weighing in at 830 grams. This thing felt like a tool, a serious, mechanical, purposeful instrument. The shutter sound alone told you everything. A deep, satisfying clack. The kind of sound that makes you feel like you're doing real work. Professional photographers love the button layout. Dedicated controls for white balance, ISO, image quality, a top LCD screen. Everything designed for muscle memory, for speed, for confidence. The D200 doesn't ask for your approval. It simply exists as the last great analog-feeling digital camera. A farewell letter to CCD photography. The end of an era captured in metal and glass. But while Nikon was perfecting the old world, something revolutionary was coming. In 2008, Nikon didn't just release a camera, they started a movement. The Nikon D90 looked like a standard enthusiast DSLR. It replaced the D80. It was lighter, more approachable, less intimidating. But hidden inside this unassuming body was a feature that would change everything. The world's first DSLR with video. Let that sink in. Before the D90, if you wanted cinematic footage, you bought a camcorder. If you wanted shallow depth of field, you rented cinema glass. But the D90 said, why not both? Why not put a large sensor, interchangeable lenses, and video recording into one body? It was called D-Movie Mode, 720p, 24 frames per second. Was it perfect? Absolutely not. It had rolling shutter, the infamous jello effect. Autofocus was sluggish. You couldn't even control exposure manually while recording. The built-in microphone was mono. By today's standards, it was primitive. But it proved something. It proved that large sensor video was possible. It proved that photographers could become filmmakers, and it lit a fire that spread across the entire industry. Without the Nikon D90, there is no Canon 5D Mark II video revolution. There is no DSLR filmmaking boom. There is no modern hybrid camera era. The D90 didn't just add a feature, it redefined what a camera could be. And beyond video, the D90 brought real technical upgrades. It switched to a 12.3 megapixel CMOS sensor. Not as romantic as CCD perhaps, but far more capable. Not better high ISO performance, cleaner shadows, wider dynamic range. Where the D200 struggled at ISO 800, the D90 stayed clean at 1600. It wasn't about nostalgia, it was about possibility. Then there's the screen, a 3-inch LCD with 920,000 dots. Compare that to the D200's 230,000 dot screen, and you see the gap. Live view composition, real-time exposure preview. Suddenly, photography felt less like guesswork and more like precision. The body itself was lighter, 620 grams, easier to carry, less fatiguing on long shoots. The ergonomics shifted toward accessibility, a mode dial, friendlier menus. This wasn't designed to intimidate. It was designed to invite, to experiment, to play. If you're enjoying this deep dive into camera history, consider becoming a member of AltBuzz Archives. Core member is $7. Elite partner is $20. It's the best way to support this channel and keep these stories alive. Your support means everything. The D90 wasn't perfect, but it was curious, experimental, slightly rebellious. It looked forward, and in doing so, it became one of the most historically important cameras ever made. So here we are, two brothers, 3 years apart, both legends, but for completely different reasons. Let's talk color science first, because this is where philosophy meets pixels. The D200, with its CCD sensor, renders the world with warmth, rich reds, glowing skin tones, a thickness that feels almost painterly. It's the kind of color that makes you nostalgic. Even if you never shot film, it's emotional, subjective, beautiful. The D90 with its CMOS sensor is more neutral, more scientific, cleaner shadows, better highlight recovery, more flexible in post-processing. It doesn't impose a mood, it gives you options. And in mixed lighting, tricky conditions, or high contrast scenes, the D90 wins on versatility. The verdict: for daylight portraits, the D200 wins the soul. For everything else, the D90 wins the science. Ergonomics tell a similar story. The D200 is button-heavy, pro-style layout, built for photographers who know exactly what they want and need instant access to every setting. It's designed for muscle memory, for speed, for professionals who don't need guidance. The D90 is lighter, friendlier, more forgiving. It won't intimidate a beginner, but it won't slow down an expert either. It's the kind of camera that grows with you. And then there's the shutter sound. Play them side by side, and you hear the difference immediately. The D200 has a deep mechanical clack, loud, satisfying, the sound of a machine doing serious work. The D90 has a sharper, lighter click, modern, efficient, less dramatic but no less real. One sounds like a machine, the other sounds like progress. So here's the question. Both of these cameras are available today for around $100 to $150. Batteries are still sold. CEF and eSSD cards are easy to find. Legacy Nikon EF mount lenses are everywhere. Either one can still take incredible photos, but which one should you choose? Buy the D200 if you're a purist, if you shoot mostly in daylight, if you value color character over technical perfection, if you want a digital film camera experience, if you believe photography is about slowing down, being deliberate, and earning every single frame. The D200 rewards discipline, it demands intention, and in return it gives you images with soul. Buy the D90 if you want versatility, if you shoot in mixed light or low light, if you want the flexibility of video, even if it's imperfect, if you want to own a piece of history, the camera that started it all. The D90 doesn't just take photos, it invites experimentation. It opens doors. It's the camera that said, "What if we tried something new?" One is the last of its kind. The other is the dawn of a new age. Together, they mark the exact moment Nikon and photography itself changed forever. Watch, these two brothers defined a generation. If you could save only one from a burning building, which would it be? Let me know in the comments below. If stories like this matter to you, if you believe in preserving camera history and celebrating the golden age of photography, subscribe to Alt Buzz Archives. We're not just reviewing gear. We're honoring the moments that shaped how we see the world. And if you want to support the channel directly, you can send super thanks anywhere from $2 to $100. Every bit helps keep this archive alive. Your support means we can keep telling these stories, keep digging into forgotten tech, keep celebrating the legends. Become a member if you want even more. Core member at $7, Elite Partner at $20. Join the community that keeps this channel going. And this was Nikon's golden age. The D200, the last legend. The D90, the first revolution. And this was Alt Buzz Archives.